Hi. Again, I'm here with you sharing some tips for college success. If it were my cousin or my brother and sister that came up to me and said, "Hey, Bruce, what should I know about going to college as a new student? Do you have any ideas or tips that you can give me?" Well, this is what I would tell them, what I'm about to tell you. Number one, read the calendar. Know important dates and important events here at the college. Be familiar with the first day you can register for class, or the first day you can start classes, and what's going on, or the last day to drop a class. All of these you should be familiar with, and be familiar with the calendar. It's very important. Second, ask a variety of students about different things. Where's the best place to eat? Where's the best place to park? You know that some students have classes in one place and park on the other side of campus, and they're hustling back and forth. It's just a waste of time. I suggest just parking close to your classes. Or sometimes in the mornings the parking lots are full, but in the afternoon the same parking lot has available spaces. So just ask people for different suggestions. Number 3, there's a college newspaper here. Make sure to read that and read it often. Be familiar with what's going on here on campus. For example, if there's a new building going up or the parking garage is closed for some reason, if you read the newspaper, you'll be familiar with these things and it'll help you. Number 4, know your professors. That's obvious, right? But sometimes students ignore this and just say, I don't really need to be that familiar with my professor. In the first or second week, I suggest that you just sit down with them and introduce yourself. Tell them your name, your major, your goals, why you're taking the class. Explain all of that. And maybe they will be able to give you some tips on how to be successful in class. Professors will enjoy that. And especially later, if something pops up and you really need to meet with them, they'll already be familiar with you and you'll be familiar with them. So it makes it easier. Number 5. In a large lecture class, sit in the front or in the center, but don't sit in the back. Research proves that if you sit in the front of the class, it's more likely to help you with studying and understanding the class and paying attention. Now, I know some deaf students have to sit in the front anyway to have an interpreter, but of course that's obvious, but I'm talking about related to studying and learning. It really will help you if you sit in the front. Just simple as that. Number 6. If you apply for financial aid, apply early. I'll say it again, early. Or if you've never applied for financial aid, maybe you're curious about whether you qualify for aid or if your family earns too much money, I suggest that you just go ahead and apply anyway. And see what happens. You never know. You might get the Pell Grant. Now, the Pell Grant is money that you do not have to pay back. It's a grant. It's free and clear. Well, with a loan, obviously, you would have to pay that back later. But just go ahead and apply and see what happens. Number 7, register early for class. Don't delay that. Why? Because classes can fill up, and then you'd be stuck. If you register early, and you know when classes start on the first day, then you'll be able to be successful, and you'll get the jump. Number 8, There are a variety of clubs and organizations here at the college with different topics. I suggest you join one, or if you don't have time to join a club or organization, volunteer. Volunteer to help with a special project or help with something. Why is this important? First, it'll help you feel good inside, but you'll be able to meet other people and get to know them, other students on campus, and it will help you develop good skills for the future. For example, if a future job or future scholarship desired that you have volunteer experience, and they ask you that question, if you had that in your college life in the past, you can tell them that you had that experience and actually put that down. So I would suggest that as well. Number 9, it's critical that important papers that you have at JCCC that you keep in a file. Many students lose their papers. They don't know where they are. They say, well, yeah, I remember I signed that form and I got a copy, but I don't know what happened to it. I suggest that you keep all your important papers and copies in one place in a file. Then if you need it for a special meeting or something, you have it ready. And lastly, number 10, just be yourself. Bye-bye.